Hello, everybody. Of course, you know, this is our Zoomer Times TV. We're doing this instead of radio. We think it's better because we get to see everybody. And our guest today is Lee Jolicoeur, and he is the actual assistant director up there at Okeechobee at Faith Farm. And so we do a lot with Faith Farm. We love them. They, of course, as everybody knows, I hope they know, they have a wonderful campus in Fort Lauderdale and one in Boynton Beach and one in Okeechobee. So welcome to our show, Lee.
Hey, Anita, how you doing?
Okay, how long have you been with Faith Farm?
I have been with Faith Farm nearly 6 years.
6 years. Oh, and I bet they've been really good years too, because you've seen improvements, haven't you?
Sure, every day. You know, one thing about Faith Farm that's constant is there's always a change.
Okay, and the thing that I always think about though in Okeechobee is you really do have, you're way out in the country, so, you know, in a sense, but you do have a very different kind of a Faith Farm out there. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, our farm is different than the other two. You know, Fort Lauderdale, they're on a relatively small amount of property around, I don't know, 10 acres, 9 or 10 acres with many buildings and that sort of thing. And Boynton Beach is around 90 acres. And here in Okeechobee, we have 500 acres. Lots of green space. We actually have an orange grove where we grow oranges that are harvested every year. It's a little bit of a different pace. Like the other two campuses, we do have a thrift store, but one of the differences is our store is actually 15 miles away from the campus and is in the town of Okeechobee. And so that's a little bit different. So there's quite a few differences in relation to that. But as far as the ministry itself and what we do, it's the same mission, same goal, same purpose, just in a different location.
So Lee, how many students do you have there? How many do you have on campus?
Well, you know, it's interesting with the whole COVID-19 situation. We are down, as I believe everybody in this type of ministry is in the country right now. I talk to my friends around the country that do similar works, and everybody has less people than what they normally have.
How many can you accommodate though?
We can accommodate up to 90 people on this campus. And so that's kind of a lot. But you know, we like to stay around 60. 60 is a good number for us. When you figure the amount of things that need to be done around the farm, as well as the staff to best help them, 60 is kind of the sweet spot. And so it's a wonderful thing, you know, to have 60 men here and that are trying to get their lives turned around.
Yes, that's a good. And you have a church there?
We do. We have a church here. I'm the pastor of the church. And we have a church here and, you know, classrooms and facilities and all that to make the program happen. Well,
that's good. I haven't known that much about the campus in Okeechobee. I'm so familiar with the one in Boynton Beach and Fort Lauderdale. But my other question is, so the students work, of course, when they're in Boynton Beach, they're working at different things. So what do the students generally work at in Okeechobee?
Well, it obviously depends on what the needs are. Much of the same things that you have at the other campuses. You know, we have a thrift store, and there's students that work at the thrift store. There's students who work on trucks picking up your donations that you have for us, you know, and that we're able to resell and recondition and that sort of thing. We have students that cook the food. When you call here to schedule a donation, it's a student in the program that answers your call and makes that schedule happen. They clean the facilities, they cut the grass, they wash the clothes. We have one man that's all he does is the laundry of every other man in the program. And so, you know, there's a variety of jobs. We have one of the interesting jobs that we have here in the Okeechobee campus is we actually have a woodworking shop where we build farmhouse style furniture and also refurbish furniture.
Okay,
So
but now, don't you also have cattle? I mean, it's a farm.
we have had cattle. At this time, we don't have any cattle other than just a couple of cows. But we have had cows at different times, yes.
How about chickens? Is that where you get your eggs?
No. You know, what's interesting, Anita, is I believe that all the wives on the campus, because, you know, we all live here, I think they would all love to have chickens.
Right.
Yeah, but we don't have any chickens.
Why?
We don't have any
I wanted to have chickens in my condo. If I lived on your farm, I'd have chickens.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we need to have some chickens. That would be wonderful. It would be quite the project.
Right, and the eggs would taste better, you know, than the store-bought
They
ones.
they always do, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you don't have any chickens. Maybe you'll have chickens in the honor of Anita Finley.
Maybe we'll name the first chicken Anita.
Anita, right? And I'll be out there to get my eggs. Well, let's go through this. Of course, as you were saying, Lee Jolicoeur, you are the pastor, and that's very interesting. The big thing is that when people call Faith Farm and they want to be, you know, a student, how do they know which one they go to?
Well, you know, they can choose whichever one they want. So you know, everybody has the ability to choose whichever Faith Farm they want to apply for, depending on what they're looking for. You know, there are some folks out there who are very urban in their upbringing and things of that nature, that the idea of being in Okeechobee where there's no lights at night and you can see all the stars as well as the wildlife, it might scare them to death and they don't want to be in this environment.
Oh, I would love that environment.
It's quite nice. It really is.
It is. It's dark, right? And that's when you can see the stars. In our area over here, it's too much. There are too many lights, so you really can see beautiful stars and the moon out in the country. Well, you're right. And there are probably some people who grew up on farms and they would love to be there.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's go through some of one thing you said that you might be able to give us a tour. Now, this is an experiment. So if you are up for that, why don't you take your laptop around and let's see if we can tour it. It'll be our first in our Zoomer TV, so we'd love this, our Zoomer Times TV.
I'm up for it. I'm on my iPad, and we're leaving my office.
Okay.
We're leaving my office, and I'm going to turn the camera around here in just a second, and give you a little tour of what would happen when a man comes into the program. The very first thing that he's going to see when he comes into the program is this sign right here that says "Welcome Home to Faith Farm," and his name will be on that sign.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then they come down this hallway, and then they would be greeted by our intake staff. And in fact, I can introduce you to our local intake counselor.
Let's do that. Hi, let's do it. Who are you?
This is Nikki Foxworth.
Hi, Nikki.
He's our intake counselor. He's the one that whenever you would make a application or a phone interview, he and his assistant would be the ones that you would deal with, and they're the ones that decide who comes into the program and who doesn't.
Right. Right. But you also welcome them. They haven't been welcomed, and that's why you're so important.
Right. That's right. He can't hear you because I have headphones in.
I know. It's okay.
That's exactly right. So then that's a little dizzying, isn't it? And then so they would come in here. This is our main administrative building, and we have offices here. And that's
large. Wow.
It is. It gets cleaned every day. That's why you see the mop buckets.
Okay.
You remember I was telling you a few minutes ago about farmhouse
the woodwork, and that's some of the woodwork?
Exactly. This is one of our tables that we build and sell in our thrift stores and on the internet.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you know, that's something that people would really buy. I don't think you can find them anywhere easily. How much would they cost about?
a table like this with 2 benches. It's a 6-foot table. This is only $600.
Well, that's good. So now we're selling something while we're doing
That's right.
this. I'm glad.
That's right. It's like this this program brought to you by the Faith Farm Furniture.
Right. I love it.
So now we're headed towards the dining room where the men eat all their meals, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week.
Okay.
You know, lunch was served just a few minutes ago. This is one of our advanced students, Ronnie Winfrey. He's been here about a year and he's been here about a year and a half, and this is the dining room. And all the meals are served in here.
Okay. What time? Early in the morning, I have to assume, because I have to get to work first thing, right?
6 a.m. is breakfast, and then 12:15 and 5:30. And then you can see here's our kitchen where meals are being prepared. Most of the kitchen,
Lee, I have to tell you, you're a first. You know, we've never done this. We have about 7 interviews in line now. I can't believe it. You're wonderful to do this. Now we're going to expect this from other people.
Well, you know, giving a tours of Faith Farm is one of my greatest joys. So you're just doing what I enjoy.
Oh my, I love this, that you're doing this.
So I'm going to take you down the hallway where we have some classrooms and then actually into the chapel.
Okay.
So this room on the left is one of our classrooms, but I'm going to skip that for the sake of time. Okay. And then this is our, this room here, I don't think it's open, is our computer lab where we have, we're GED. These are some of the artwork from some of the kids that live here on campus.
Oh, these are the children from the families.
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. And I want everyone to know again, this is Lee Jolicoeur, and he is the assistant director here at the Faith Farm Okeechobee Campus. And we're having a very special tour.
This is one of our classrooms where the men have class every morning. You can see the classroom here where they come in.
Do you limit the amount of people, Lee, in each one? I mean, there are different classes, or just everybody's always in the same one?
No, there's the classes work in 10-week movements.
I see.
So every 10 weeks you go into a new class. Here's some artwork that has been done over the years by former students.
You're kidding. That's a painting.
It is. And it's
done by a student?
And it's probably 8 feet tall. Here's another one.
That one also?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. You should be selling them in the thrift shop.
Well, they're humongous. They're from floor to ceiling.
Oh, that's the most beautiful thing. I was not aware. And where is that student now?
I'm not sure. This was from 1996.
Now, see, let's just talk about that before you move along. So here's someone, if he were a student, that means that he had an addiction, and here he possessed this marvelous talent, and now hopefully he'll be able to take that talent and do something with his life.
Sure. And this is the story of the prodigal son. You know, the son that was wayward, whose father received him with open arms, and you can see that he's in modern clothing, just like the men that come into the program.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Well, see, now, if we didn't have a tour, we never would have seen these.
You would have never seen it. So I want to show you. I want to show you something else. This is a very interesting thing.
Okay.
You know, so many of the men that come into the program, they do not have it. They have it when they get here. So I'm going to open this room up for you to see. We have a room where the men who come in can get clothing and
my
shoes.
Heavens. Oh. This is fantastic, Lee. You know, you are great. No wonder you're so good there. 6 years ago and you weren't there. So now I can't believe this. So they come in and they decide, because they're different sizes, they decide what they need, and now they have clothes.
They have clothes to go to class in. They have clothes to go to church. They have clothes to go to work. And they're allowed to get, and you know, the other thing is, after they've been here a little while, they're normally a little fatter than they were when they first got here. And so this allows them to grow into new clothes too.
I'm enjoying this. I
So
don't know if you can see my smile, but I am enjoying this so much, Lee.
let me take you into the church. This is the
Okay.
chapel. It's hard to see, so let me turn
That's
some lights
okay.
on here for you. I'm trying to be good
Right.
stewards and not use too much. And so
Oh,
here's
look
the
at the
chapel. You can see
size
that
of
we've
the church.
separated the chairs somewhat.
Uh-huh.
We've spread the chairs out. We took half the chairs out and spread them out for the COVID stuff.
Okay.
But this is the chapel, and this is the campus dog.
I love it. That's great.
His name is Hank.
Okay. Wait, I have a question about this. Can people from the outside come into the church?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have people every week that come from the outside to visit the church.
Uh-huh. And you're the pastor.
I am.
And so you're the one, and I know you have musicians because all the campuses have these great musicians for their.
Yes. Yes.
It's just a shame that we didn't come in at a time when we're having a session and having the church service.
Well, there's always an opportunity to do so.
Yes, I think we may just do that. Maybe one of our interviews will be that.
That would be fantastic, And here's our GED room has been opened. I'll give you a quick shot at this where the men are able to come in and get teaching to get a high school diploma.
Oh. So a lot of so you're saying they come in, many of them or some of them have not graduated from high school.
Many.
And now they are able to read. Maybe some can't even read well, but whatever.
Exactly.
So you have like tutors?
We have people that come in and help educate.
Absolutely fabulous.
So absolutely, yeah, that's exactly what we have going on. And then let me take you outside for a second.
Okay, Lee, I am so indebted to you for this. I love this. Wait till the rest of the campuses and all your people see what you've done. You're going to be the real star of the show.
So if you see off in the distance there, that's our orange grove. It's a 70-acre orange grove. And you see there's some men out there that are mowing, and the main administrative building that we've been in, this is outside.
Now the oranges, are you selling them?
And then this is
What's that?
I'm sorry, I probably lost it. Okay, what was your question?
The question is, are you selling the oranges at the thrift shop?
Oh no, there's a little bit, but not too much. It's we bulk our.
So you're using the oranges though? Are you using them for your meals or you're just selling them in bulk?
Yeah, they come in and they harvest, tens of thousands of pounds.
This is beautiful. I can't get over this.
So this is a screen pavilion where we have activities and families visit and things of that nature. And this kind of gives you a little bit of a view towards the back where the dormitory is and some of the staff housing and such.
Lovely, just lovely. So I can imagine, Lee, when we talk about someone coming there who has no home or they're in the street almost homeless, and some of them have even committed some crimes, and they get an opportunity to come to Faith Farm and they're really going to enjoy living there as well as learning a skill and getting educated. You're so proud of all this, aren't you? I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, I really am. It's a great opportunity for anybody who has a life that's been wayward and had lots of problems. It's really an opportunity to come and join into relationship with the Lord and begin to get your life back in order and to where you can be functioning in your family, in society, and it's a wonderful opportunity for anybody who wants to take it.
And Faith Farm is so lucky to have you lead Jolicoeur. I have to say, I've been doing interviews for 10, 12, I don't know, a lot of years, and This is the first time, you know, of course, we've jumped into the doing this on the Zoom platform, but we never have done this, and now you've opened up. Even if I've opened up, you're having eggs from your chickens. You've opened up the you've opened up the fact that we're going to tell people, give us a tour. Don't just sit there.
That's right. That's right. I know Pastor Douglas up and down in Fort Lauderdale would love to give you a tour.
Oh, yes, I know he would. This is going to be our new thing, thanks to you, Lee. Definitely from now on, when we do the Faith Farm, we want to have it. And you know, the interesting thing, maybe we can do one at a graduation because
Sure.
I've attended so many of them, or definitely at the homecoming.
Our last graduation, for if you're interested, was live streamed on the Faith Farm Facebook page. So you could go back. It was probably 6 weeks ago. You could go back if you wanted to see it and share the link or whatever.
Do you think that this could work though? I mean, if we, I don't know how that would be, if it's right for us to do this with the graduation, because a lot of it's, well, it's personal, but I guess it doesn't matter in a sense.
No, it's public. I mean, it's done in a public place and it's being recorded anyway. So, I mean, it would be fine with us.
Yeah, well, you're great. So you really have a big responsibility there now. I can see that. It isn't, you know, I know you have the thrift shop in the downtown area of Okeechobee, but you have a lot of things out there and you have to be in charge of all of it. So you have the gentleman we just met, and he's the intake person. And then you must have someone that does all the cooking. I guess you have a chef. We do. And then you have to have someone who organizes and makes sure that everybody turns up when they're supposed to. And we have eight staff members, not including 7 or 8, not including, you know, like cashiers at our thrift store and that sort of thing. And so that's we have a very competent, well-trained, dedicated staff to oversee the operations. I'm the director and pastor. Our assistant director, Mark Murphy, he's been with the ministry for over 15 years. So you're the director. I had that wrong. I'm sorry. On my sheet it said assistant, but you're the director. Yay! Okay. Sorry, apologize. No, it's okay. It's okay. And, you know, we have, like, Nikki, you met him. He, you know, he came through our program several years ago, and we've trained him and raised him up. He went through the year-long program and then 2 additional years to be trained. And then we brought him on and have been raising him up. And so that's what we do here. You know, we transform lives for a greater purpose. What did you do before you came here? Well, I was a missionary. Yeah, I was a missionary here in the United States. We had a mission that my wife and I operated a ministry here in the States, and I also pastored, and before that, before answering the call to ministry, I was in the home building business. Okay, so this is different, but this is your life now. This is what you want to do, and you have such a passion for it. I can see it, hear it in your voice, and that's what Faith Farm's always been about. That's why I always say to people, I know there are a lot of wonderful charities, but for me, the reason I love Faith Farm is you see everything, wherever you donate money, whatever you do, you see it in the working people and what it changes their lives and their families' lives and society's lives, really. Right. Exactly. It's a great opportunity for everyone that we have Faith Farm. And of course, I've been so familiar with the people in the Boynton area and in Fort Lauderdale, but it's the first time. And I've had some I haven't had you, but I've had some other people from Okeechobee. Actually, I was up about a year ago. Oh, I was on, and I brought my daughter. I don't know if you remember that. Oh, you know, I did, but you see, it's different now that I see you too, like this. This makes the difference, doesn't it? Sure. Yes, I do remember now that you said that. Did you come alone? Didn't you come with someone else, or you came by yourself? I brought my daughter, my 12-year-old daughter at the time. Oh, right. Oh, yes, I do remember that experience, right. Well, this is so much better now. So what's she doing? Probably math. She's at home, of course, being schooled at home.
Yeah, we homeschool anyways, so it's
Okay.
it's no different for us.
It's very interesting, but the difference is that it's not on Zoom with teachers and other kids, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's a whole new world now. And has it, so when you talked about this, the people who are there, they've all been tested, that there's nobody that has the virus? Is that how you keep it controlled?
Well, it's almost impossible to control it. We live in a community,
Yeah,
and so as far as we know, nobody has had the virus that's on campus.
right.
And quarantining was, or I don't even know if we can call it quarantining, but for that month where things were kind of shut down and that sort of thing, it was really not that different for us, other than our stores were closed and we weren't picking up donations. So life here was pretty normal compared to probably what everybody else was experiencing.
Well, Lee Jolicoeur, I guess we just about run out of time. This is extraordinary. I thought I was just going to say your attractive face, but my goodness, you really did the whole thing for us today. Thank you so much. You've actually changed our ideas now too. Your idea of giving us the tour, and thank you again. And we'll do everything we can to help people love Faith Farm as I do, and donate to them and attend their church services, their graduations. I try never to miss any of the homecomings, and thank you again, and stay well.
You're welcome, and we'll see you soon.
I hope so. Thank you, Lee. Goodbye.
All righty. Bye-bye.
If you or someone you know is having an addiction problem, there's a place that can help. It's called Faith Farm Ministries. What's important for those without addiction is that Faith Farm Ministries is supported by their 3 amazing thrift stores and by donations. Most people are not aware of the wonderful work they do for our fellow citizens. The way you can help is to make sure that their work continues. It's easy. Bring unwanted items to their locations during the day or put them in their drop boxes. Then, be sure to go and buy new or used items from their thrift stores. They're located in Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach, and in Okeechobee. Faith Farm Ministries makes the entire process a win-win to help and to get help, maybe even for yourself. For information, call 561-737-2259. That's Faith Farm Ministries, 561-737-2259, or go online to www.faithfarm.org.